Welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network for Game 2 of the North Atlantic Conference 2023 Men's Soccer Quarterfinals. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Caden Trenovith, and we'll be taking you through this matchup between the number 2 and 3 seeded Maine Maritime Mariners and Maine Farmington Beavers. We're fresh off a very exciting game between Husson and Thomas that saw Husson take home a 4-3 victory. I think we're in for another good one here in this second matchup, Caden.
Yeah, absolutely. These two teams battled it out last time. Farmington got the win 2-1 over MMA last time they played. Oh, excuse me, they played another time before that, or after that, where Farmington won 1-0. Farmington has recently really owned this matchup these last 2 years at least. They've won the last four, 41, 13, and 9 all time versus MMA.
This Farmington team, I think, has been strong recently. They've won the last four. And Maine Maritime won about 11 games between 2009 and 2019. But kind of pre that 2009 era, Farmington 44-2 against Maine Maritime. So very strong there. We saw them face off about a couple weeks ago. Farmington taking home the 1-0 lead, the 1-0 victory in that one off of a single goal from Coleman Watson in close to the 40th minute. A game earlier in the year featured goals from Shason and Adow. Well, Toledo scoring for Maine Maritime.
Both these teams got really young cores that know how to play ball. They are very, very good and technical. Muhammad Adow comes to mind. All-Region High School Soccer Player of the Year for Edward Little, 24 goals and 9 assists that senior season. Lost to Lewiston in the North A Class Final in one of those Auburn-Lewiston classic rivalries. Both these teams young but talented.
Yeah, and this Farmington team also has that very older group of defenders that have been playing together for, I think, close to 8 to 10 years now. A lot of them from that same Maranacook area. This is a group that knows how to play good soccer out there. And this Maine Maritime team, different than what we saw last year. I know you weren't on the broadcast last season, but there's kind of this core group of 4 or 5 players that are the same. And then it's a whole bunch of freshmen and sophomores in that younger group as well. But we'll hand this one over to PA man Tyler Huey for the starting lineups and a moment of silence.
Manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from Boucher Field. At this time, Husson University, University of Maine at Farmington, and Maine Maritime Academy, as well as the North Atlantic Conference, would like to take a moment to honor those who tragically lost their lives, and for those that are still fighting for their lives following the horrific events that transpired over the week in Lewiston. Our thoughts and prayers are with those affected in the Lewiston community. Thank you. At this time, we'll introduce the starting lineup for the Mariners of Maine Maritime Academy. A senior captain from West Covina, California, number 2, Xander Fortuna Ramos. In goal, a freshman from Clayton, North Carolina, number 00, Reagan Monahan. A freshman from Scarborough, Maine, number 3, Dylan Wilkerson. A senior from Lewiston, Maine, number 4, Daniel Chismore. A sophomore from Goffstown, New Hampshire, number 5, Ronnie Morgan. A sophomore from Advanced North Carolina, number 7, John Dickerson. A freshman from Brookline, New Hampshire, number 8, Hunter Nina. A freshman from Gulf Breeze, Florida, number 10, Aiden Burr. A graduate student from Germany, number 11, Ruben Harrison. A freshman from Chatham, New Jersey, number 15, Gabrielle Toledo. A freshman from Old Orchard Beach, number 10, Harris Stoddard. The Mariners are coached by Billy Shannon. He's assisted by Finn Ducker, and Duggan McNutt. At this time, let's introduce the starting lineup for the Beavers of UMaine Farmington. In goal, freshman from Farmingdale, Maine, number 1, Jackson Leach. A senior from Auburn, Maine, number 3, Christian Bellevue. A senior from Little Compton, Rhode Island, number 4, Cade McHugh. A senior from Sherborne, Massachusetts, number 5, William Douse. A senior from Sandwich, Massachusetts, number 6, Trevor Kruger. A junior from Scarborough, Maine, number 7, Zach Chessian. A senior from Manchester, Maine, number 8, Eric Belanger. A senior from Manchester, Maine, number 11, Brady Stockwell. A senior from Redfield, Maine, number 12, Garrett Witten. A sophomore from Sullivan, Maine, number 21, Caden Selan Billings. And a freshman from Auburn, Maine, number 27, Muhammad Adow. The Beavers are coached by Blake Hart, and he's assisted by Jake Heimlich.
And welcome back here to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Avery Henningsen alongside Caden Trenoweth, and we're going to be getting underway here in just a second. Going back over those starting lineups, you had Regan Moynihan, number 2 at Xander Fortuno Ramos, number 3 at Dylan Wilkinson, number 4 at Daniel Chismar, number 5 Ronnie Morgan, number 7 John Dickinson, number 8 Hunter Crea, number 10 Aiden Burr, number 11 Ruben Harrison, number 15 Gabriel Toledo, and number 20 Harris Stoddard. And for the University of Maine Farmington, you have number 1 Jackson Leach in goal, number 3 Kristen Bellevue, number 4 Cade McHugh, number 5 William Douse, number 6 Trevor Kruger, number 7 Zach Shason, number 8 Eric Belanger, number 11 Brady Stockwell, number 12 the captain Garrett Whidden, number 21 Kalen Billings, and up top number 27 Muhammad Adow, freshman out of Auburn, Maine, scoring 12 goals on the season. Has looked good out there. Third in the conference in goals. Has really provided a spark for this Farmington team that, what we talked about, I remember talking about this in the last game against, when they played the Eagles here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, that they don't get a whole lot of shots on, and they don't get a whole lot of those crazy chances, but when they do, they're very, very consistent with burying those home and putting shots on target.
Yeah, absolutely. What we saw last time from Farmington was great defensive play, and then they tried to force it back up to a Dow who was trying to make something happen up there. I'm interested to see what the game plan here is today. Obviously, they're not playing a team where you can counterattack as quickly as you can against the Eagles, who really like to pull up their defenders. But both these teams, I mean, we're in a whole different environment now. We don't have Eagles on the field. Farmington versus MMA. We haven't seen MMA play, so this should be a fun matchup for not only us, but the people watching as well.
And Maine Maritime will be in the Navy uniforms, while UMaine Farmington will be in the all white and maroon. And we'll be getting underway here. I think I mentioned it right before that starting lineups that this Maine Maritime team returning a few players: Xander Fortuno Ramos, Chismar, Morgan and John Dickinson are all players I remember, as well as Ruben Harrison. Remember from Maine Maritime's couple games against Husson last year. But around them is a group of a lot of freshmen starting all up and down this freshman lineup. So we'll be seeing a little bit different group here. And for Farmington, we saw them on the network here probably about 2 weeks ago, back on October 11th. They took on Maine Maritime right after that one. This one taken here by Maine Maritime. This one sent down. Chismar with it. Going to go middle. And now on the offensive as Cray goes out wide. And this one given over to Wilkinson. Now trying to go up the middle. That was Fortuno Ramos. He's a NAC third-team player a season ago for this Maine Maritime team, who I believe they lost to Husson in the first round of the North Atlantic Conference playoffs quarterfinals last year. This one's going to be a throw-in right around midfield by Harris Stoddard.
I wasn't here last year, but were these the same 4 teams representing the East?
Was the same 4 teams as well. Thomas and Farmington having a great kind of back and forth penalty shootout game that ended in Thomas victory. This Farmington team, as well as Maine Maritime, no strangers to this playoff atmosphere. And it looks like it's going to be an early corner kick here for Maine Maritime. It will be Cray going over to take this one. Freshman out of Brooklyn, New Hampshire. Scored a couple goals on the season for this Mariners team. They're going to set up just on the back post of the 18, looking to crash in towards the box. This ball sent in near post. Header, and this one right on. I think they're going to get offsides call there on Fortuno Ramos. He was in front of the goalkeeper.
Great opportunity early on. Just called offside. Could have been a difference maker. First 5 minutes, always important. We mentioned it last game.
And this one's going to be from inside of the 6-yard line. An awkward position here for the goalkeeper. And this one sent up the field. Trying to get there is Shason for Farmington, but taken away. That's going to be Bellevue who's going to get there eventually. Now on the far side, and that's Dickinson who's going to take this one away. Dickinson, the reigning NAC Rookie of the Year for men's soccer. Only a sophomore for this team. This one headed up in the air.
One thing that stands out for me from both these teams, these goalkeepers are huge. Both goalkeepers standing at 6'4", both are freshmen. Should be interesting to see how they command the net. Obviously, freshmen prone to making a little bit more mistakes than what we normally see, but they have a lot of height to make up for it for those.
Especially in a playoff atmosphere as well. This is their first time kind of experiencing this. This Farmington team has this core group that I believe won the North Atlantic Conference a couple seasons ago, at least made it to the finals, won this eastern side, and then also played in last year's playoffs. This core defensive group, as well as a lot of the midfield as well. McHugh, Dowse, Kruger, Shason, Bellinger, Stockwell, and Widner, all seniors or juniors for this team. Only 2 underclassmen starting out here on the field in this group for Farmington. That being Adow as well as Billings. Going to be a foul just down in front of the box. Be a free kick here. Cray is going to take this one. Sends this ball quickly over across the field. Wilkinson with it. It's going to try to go out wide to Fortuno Ramos. He's going to get that one taken away. Now Kruger on the attack. Going to lose this one. Shason trying to get there. And Farmington remain with possession. Going to send this ball up towards Adow. But Adow poked away. Maine Maritime team has had, I believe, the lion's share of the possession so far in this one. They haven't managed to get a whole lot of good opportunities, Caden, but have dominated in the midfield and defensive ends.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to make something happen through their wingers. Typically a position you like to run your offense through by, especially quick on counterattacks. Farmington's doing a great job just defending, trying to get it back up to their playmakers.
This one sent out wide to Douse, one of the captains for this Farmington team. He's going to find Stockwell out there. Going to find Chasen on the overlap. And it'll be out for a Farmington throw just in front of their own bench. And this one's going to be McHugh to take this. He's going to send this one all the way into the box. Heads up over. And headed back in now. This one sent across the line here. Bellevue had a chance at it. Sent out wide. It's going to be something to watch out for, I think, on those throw-ins. I remember that from when Farmington played Husson. McHugh having the arm. Going to have this one here again to get the ball all the way in. I'm not sure if he can quite get all the way to the back post, but at least get into the middle of the field here. This one sent, that got pretty well out there, and header back in from Bellevue. And this one's going to be sent over. That was McHugh went down in the box. No foul call. It'll be a goal kick, I think.
Great defensive stand right there by MMA, not really allowing a real good opportunity, playing a lot of tough defense in tight.
And it looks like Farmington trying to not allow Maine Maritime to take this short corner kick here. As this is Morgan with it. One of the captains for this team, only a sophomore. That one's going to go out. Missed touch out there on the defense. This one will be taken up by Bellevue. He'll actually feed this one over to McHugh, trying to get the ball back in towards the box here. It's kind of one of those ones that if you have a player like this that you can get ball from the throw-in position all the way into the box, it almost allows you to take a corner kick from anywhere within kind of that 18 parameters. Even that one probably 5 yards deep of the 18.
Absolutely, they really do play it like it's kind of like a free kick opportunity deep near that line. Play it more like the corner almost, the way he throws it.
This one's going to be out for a throw-in. The McHugh is going to take this one again. Going to send this one up towards Adow, and Chasen headed back. Still alive here for Farmington. This one over to Kruger. Kruger has Douse out here on the wing. Couldn't quite manage to get it over to him. Douse will try to win the second ball, though, as Bellevue is going to go over the top of the defender and gets this one poked out for a throw-in in Farmington's favor. This one sent back in towards the box by Kruger. And still alive here for Farmington. As Chasen's going to try to send this one back post. Dow gets a head on it, but just too wide. And it looks like the goalkeeper, a few words to his defense, didn't like that. That ball was so clean in.
Yeah, MMA got a little lost defensively. It looked like a little bit miscommunication. They let Dow open on that back post. They let that cross off pretty easy. Not something you want to see early on in this.
Well, in that range of the field, you never want to just let the offensive player just get a clean hit on it. As this one is Stockwell all the way over there trying to take this one away from Dickinson. Going to find a Bellevue up the left wing. A Dow now going past one defender, but this one, that might have just strayed barely out. Will be a Mariners throw-in. This one, a throw-in sent deep, one by Farmington here. Chasen trying to get this one over to McHugh. He was going to put a shot, kind of back post. Chasen trying to get there. I think he kept that in play, and it's going to eventually roll out for a goal kick, but some good effort out there from Chasen on the wing.
Can't tell if that was a shot or a pass. The way it first looked, it thought it was going to be a shot, but Chasen did a great job running on it, keeping it in play, almost getting another opportunity out of it.
Jason, one of the leading goal contributors for this team. 4 goals and 7 assists on the year. Really helped them out offensively. Dow with the 12 goals. Just the 3 assists, so Chasen probably setting him up quite a bit here on the season. Now Maine Maritime trying to go on the offensive. It's been kind of a game of streaks out here, Caden. That first 5 minutes, it was all Maine Maritime. Now for the last 5, it's been all Farmington.
Yeah, absolutely. Both these teams, can't tell if it's really more of a feeling out process or just tempo, but I think MMA came out firing, kind of slowing down. UMF kind of more of a slower start, and now they're starting to pick it up.
Essentially, Farmington just trying to test out this Maine Maritime team a little bit, figure out those weaknesses in the defense. McHugh's going to come in and with that one, but it's going to be headed out wide for a throw-in. Ramos taking this one quickly. Miscommunication defensively for Farmington leads to an opportunity throw-in wise here for Maine Maritime. Will be Fortuna Ramos to take this one. Going to take this one short to Harrison. Ramos looking to get ball over to Harrison, getting a ball across, and that one to inside will be out for a goal kick.
I don't know if he played like this last year, Avery. This is my first time seeing him, but John Dickinson, really, I can't tell the position he plays right there on that opportunity. He was playing more of a midfielder role, but now he's playing more of a striker role. Looks like he's just trying to find the weak spots. He's their counter piece guy.
Someone who I remember last year just kind of bopped around out there, would get things going for this team. I don't think his stats weren't anything that kind of blew you away. It was more just consistent play in that central midfield for this team. Only 3 goals and an assist last year.
Was the NAC Rookie of the Year, though. Having a good season this season. 7 goals, 3 assists, 17 points, and over 1,000 minutes played.
And this one's going to be sent back to the goalkeeper. I remember last year played a lot, kind of a central midfield role. This one, though, trying to get stuff started offensively. Gonna pack this one back to Chismar. Correa with it. Gonna send this one all the way across to Fortuna Ramos. And that's Wilkinson with it. And Dow trying to pressure that back line. Bismar sending a ball back into the middle. This one's going to skip through, eventually wind up with Farmington. Douse, who's going to find Belanger. This one sent out wide now for Farmington. Beliveau with it. It'll be out for, this will be a Farmington throw-in. This time of day, that far side, kind of this left side looking towards the right, can be difficult with lighting-wise. We mentioned it. Might have been a goal in that Husson game that was kind of the result of that. Just being hard to see with that sun right in your eyes. This one sent middle. And now sent out wide here for Farmington. Trying to find Beliveau up through the middle. Miscommunication here, and now offensive back here for Harrison. Harrison gets it poked away, but it will be a throw-in for Farmington. Going to pass this one in towards Dickinson. And it's going to be a foul there right in the middle. And this will be a free kick, probably about, say, just inside of 10 yards outside of the 18.
This is how we saw Farmington burn Husson last time. Those two teams, we saw this Farmington team, free kick opportunity, or I think it might have been a corner kick for Husson that UMF got out very quickly. And Dow was able to stretch the whole field and tuck it in past Rechsteiner. So be cautious of that if you're MMA.
A little hesitation one. This one sent in right back to Maine Maritime, trying to take a shot on. Going to bounce its way out here and eventually get cleared up the field. Just what you were talking about, a Dow with room in front of him. Maine Maritime defenders getting back, has Shason on his right. Try to go up through the middle here. Eventually going to find Beliveau out on the wing. Beliveau still with it here. And Shason's going to get there. Now Maine Maritime, 8 defenders back in the box here. Jason going across. This one's going to be cleared out, and it'll be a corner kick opportunity for Farmington. Definitely has some height on the offensive end for them. Looks like McHugh's going to take this one down in the corner. And this ball sent in right into the middle. Good job from the keeper in Moynihan to step up and win that one.
That's the benefits of being a goalkeeper, over 6'4". That was great range for him, covering, just towering over most of the people. As soon as he put those arms up, all you could see were those gloves.
Maine Maritime team, as the Dow's going to take a shot, nowhere close as this one out into the parking lot. Maine Maritime, though, lost quite a few players, 12 from last season, including multiple players were pretty key contributors for them. Will San Pedro, defender, played over 1,200 minutes on the season, as well as Peter Adions, who scored a goal and an assist and played about the same as San Pedro. They also lost their top 3 goalkeeper options as well. So a bunch of freshmen on the roster at that position, including Moynihan, who's stepped up big for them, started every game so far. This one, Maine Maritime with it. Played all 90 minutes versus versus Farmington both times they played them. This one's going to be a throw-in here for Farmington. They're going to send this one up the field now, but taken away straight back by Maine Maritime. And this is Beliveau trying to go up through the middle of the field. And Maine Maritime now going through some hard contact out on the wing. This ball in through. Going to find Wilkinson out there, and it's going to be out for a goal kick, it looks like. Actually, it's going to be called a corner. Looks like they're calling the goal kick there for a second.
Beliveau for the Beavers has been playing really hard on that wing so far, making a lot of impact plays.
This one, the throw-in sent in at one by Farmington, straight up in the air. And it will be Leach who's going to collect that one. Another freshman goalkeeper on the opposite end of the field. Only allowed 6 goals over 11 games of play. Faced 60 shots, so made about 80% of his saves so far on the season. This ball, a nice one over through to Shason. Shason, a ball across and scooped up by the goalkeeper. And Wilkinson's going to try to find Fortuna Ramos out there. And this one sent in a Dow with it. And now a Dow with it. Going to go up through the middle of the field. He's going to take a shot, saved by the goalkeeper, and this one's still alive. Shason off the crossbar. And Farmington just inches away from putting this one up 1-0 in their favor. That was 2 great opportunities there from Farmington in a row. One, the punch out from Moynihan. The second one, the Shason half volley just off the top of the crossbar.
Absolutely. Those Both of those were golden opportunities you could have had. Could have put you up 1-0 in a winner-go-home game. Couldn't finish it, though. I will say UMF has looked a lot stronger on the offensive end in the last 10 minutes than MMA has.
McHugh, big throw in here towards the box. Header, this one flicked on. Moynihan, good job to still locate that and scoop it up. Goalkeeper's going to throw this one out wide to Chismar, as McHugh's going to give some contact out there. McHugh trying to go up through the middle, but this one poked away. Shason still with it, though, for Farmington. He's going to take a shot low. That one was another good chance there from Shason. As now this one sent middle. Will be Toledo, who's going to find Harrison. And this one sent to Dickinson. Dickinson trying to make his way around this Farmington defense. And that's going to be a foul out there on Beliveau.
That was a great job by Dickinson. Drawing that foul, show the ball to Beliveau. Then as soon as he made a reach for it, pulled it back, drawing the foul. But this is, again, a Dow standing in that H logo. It's where you got to watch out for him, because the Beavers are just going to try to give him a nice through ball over the top, because he'll win one-on-one coverage all day.
This one sent middle. McHugh's going to get a head on it. That was a dangerous ball. Kind of took a couple hits off different players out there. And this one's going to be sent up the field towards the Dow. Dow 1v4 out here offensively. Jason trying to come in to join him. And this one now finding a Dow. Beliveau with it. Going to flick this one back over to Belanger. And now this ball in towards the middle. Still Belanger with it. He's going to give this one away towards Crea. Be a sub here for Farmington, as it will be Coleman Watson. I believe scored versus Maine Maritime in their last game, the game winner. He'll take out McHugh, the guy who's been putting in some of those big throws here for this Farmington team. And this one will be one out here for Maine Maritime. Fortuna Ramos with it. Going to take this one out for a throw-in. Now this ball sent middle. The other one to talk about too, Caden, is that the Eagles team managed to get out to an early lead. Coach Penny choosing to bring out some of his starters pretty early on in that one. Almost backfired. Thomas coming back almost in that game. But then at the same time, they were able to get those guys a lot of rest in that second half. Tomorrow, the winner of this game will play against them. So if this game stays as close as it's been, I think some of these starters are going to be in for a long 90 minutes out here on the field.
Exactly, and I'm pretty sure they're staying in a hotel as well. They're not going to travel all the way home. I doubt they would travel all the way home. That'd make them even more exhausted. But I think it was a great move by Coach Penny. I mean, both it could have been to rest his starters and for another because of the foul trouble they were all in. But both these teams seem to be working really hard. I think this one's going to go down to the 90th minute. I don't see this one becoming a blowout.
And the playoffs as well, a situation where you can go into overtime, extra minutes as well, which could lead to even some more time out there. As this one's going to be one for a goal kick for Farmington. So we'll watch that as it continues on. Obviously could be a big storyline going into tomorrow, depending on what happens in this one. Eagles managed to get through majority of that. Obviously, we saw some yellow cards out there, but there was no sort of injuries or players limping off the field all that much for the Eagles. It will be a pretty healthy group of starters, I think, for that next game. Obviously, 17 games into the season, you're going to be dealing with a few injuries out there.
Absolutely, and right now is not a time you'd like injuries either, especially with how hard these next two games are going to be played for one of these teams. Whoever wins this one is going to battle it out to the end, putting their bodies on the line, and then tomorrow it's going to be even more of a challenge.
As it will be Holden Nichols, who's going to replace Dylan Wilkinson out there.
Into the game, number 16, Holden Nichols in for number 3, Dylan Wilkerson.
And Chasen with it now. He's going to get fouled on that one. Farmington was, I think, looking to take it quickly there for a second. They're choosing to push their offense up the field. This one sent back post over the head of a Dow.
I think for MMA pushing up offensively, I think what UMF is giving them, at least on that last one, it was pretty obvious. They're giving them this wing side. If they can push up the wing backs or at least the midfield wingers to force more play, that's what they're giving them. UMF is doing a great job in the central midfield zone.
This one sent up the field now. And Chasen trying to get around the edge. Now bringing it up the field is Morgan. Little Rabona on that one to send that ball back in. Nice little bit of footwork on the defensive end. That ball, like it was a little too hard off the foot, but keeping it in is Douse. Gonna try to go back middle. Harrison with it. Now Shizmar. And this one, he can into the middle of the field. Pass all the way back to the goalkeeper for Maine Maritime. And now, chance here up the right wing for Maine Maritime. As that's Fortuno Ramos who's going to pass this one back. Finding Burr in the midfield. Burr's going to give this one away. Some good defense on the comeback here. This one sent up top towards Dickinson. This one passed back to Morgan. Dickinson just kind of floats around out there. When he gets the ball, he's very, very quick with it. Good footwork. I'd love to see him do kind of a ladder drill in practice.
Yeah, absolutely. Great footwork. He seems to just keep finding those soft spots, like finding areas where he can be most effective. He's not really playing a position, not really playing true to his zone, to a man. He's just finding positions that can benefit both him and his team. So far, it's actually looked really good.
I think from what we've seen so far, him and Harrison like to work off of each other. I think they're the two strikers out there. Dickinson more the one who's just kind of floating around, finding those pockets. Harrison more pushing that back line of the defense. One Farmington trying to bring this up the field. As Douse is going to pass this one back. This ball sent all the way across. Keeping it in play is Stockwell. Dow is going to be fouled out on the wing. We mentioned this defensive group. They've been very strong together. Kruger and Douse have played almost every minute the last 3 seasons on defense. They have a group that has played a lot of games. And this one's going to be a free kick sent in towards back post. This one's going to be too wide. It will be Farmington to get there first. They're going to send this one all the way back to the defense. Billings, who's going to try to send something back in. Chasen with it on the back post, puts a shot, and own goal on that one as Chasen trying to put a ball across. I believe that was Morgan who was trying to clear it, took a tap off of his foot, and just went right into the back of the net.
I'm not sure who made the pass, but look at this pass in the midfield. Great touch there, giving it off to Chasen. Chasen, great job putting a shot on. Unfortunate own goal there for MMA, and now they got to bounce back after giving up something like that. For Farmington, that's exactly what you wanted to do. For MMA, very demoralizing. See if they can bounce back from it.
That's a tough one as a defender. You're trying to get back on defense and try to stop that cross from coming through. That one, I think, just mistimed just a second and went in too far behind him. Looks like Beliveau and Belanger will exit. As Farmington will look to bring in a few fresh legs out there. I believe that was Arden Weaver, as well as Caleb Coleman coming in. This ball sent over the top and headed out wide. So Farmington getting the first goal of this one. And it's been a very back and forth battle so far, Caden.
Absolutely. Farmington had that big spurt kind of in that the first 20 minutes of the game, really forcing play, hit the post, off the keeper a couple times, some good shots. They've played so good defensively, MMA has. To let up an own goal as the first goal of the game, it's just terrible. It's not what you wanted at all. You played so good. Your keeper's looked so calm. Kind of hinders the trust a little bit between keeper and defense when something like that happens.
And this ball sent in from the corner kick way too far. That one, I think, took a touch off a Farmington player, though, so he'll be out for another corner kick. Yeah, and you saw that defense, along with the goalkeeper, coming straight over to Morgan right afterwards, tapping him on the shoulder. That's one of those ones that they're doing their job defensively, and it just hit them in exactly the wrong spot out there.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's one thing to have great teammates and have good teamwork during the regular season, but during the off season where it's where to go home, it's when it gets really testy out there.
That one on the front post by Farmington. Second ball back in, one again by Farmington. And this one headed back in and out. One sent sky high. It's going to make its way well over the goal. And this will be a goal kick coming up here for Farmington. As Leach will take this one from the left side. He's going to send this one up towards the middle. That one over the top of Coleman's head. And now Farmington here trying to get on the attack. A Dow up there on the wing. That one in the middle now. And now Chasen with it. And he was trying to kind of shoulder that one up the field.
Dickinson did a great job reading that mistake. He knew he wasn't going to win that one in the air, so he decided to come back, make the defender, make a beautiful first touch. It's not what happened. Dickinson ended up with the ball. Too bad he couldn't make anything of it.
Now it'll be a free kick here for Farmington. Pretty far out. Still a chance here to try to get something towards that back post. They often try to find a Dow on these type of plays. This one over his head, headed back up into the box. Trying to keep that one alive was Douse. That one's going to be out for a Mariners throw-in. It'll be Chismar to take this one. Chismar is going to throw this one up over the top, headed back in. And Dowse trying to head this towards Shason. Shason might have just caught a cleat to the knee on that one. And I'll be out for a goal kick. And now closing in on 11 minutes in this first half. The only goal so far for Farmington. And this one, Jason trying to get there on the wing. This ball sent back middle. Harrison with a little bit of space in front of him. Great through ball to Dickinson. Dickinson goes past the goalkeeper, and he's going to tie this one up. The flag stays down, and Maine Maritime, what a ball in towards Dickinson. That was a beautiful pass, and he knew just what to do with it.
I don't know if the replay caught it, but he was definitely onside the entire way. Makes a great move. It was a great pass. They caught UMF lacking in the midfield. So much space, so much time. Dickinson's not going to miss that one-on-one with the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and a great move by Dickinson to get around the reach of Leach out there and get himself just 1v1 with the goal. No one in front of him. Good job from him also. Kind of keep his cool, slow it down, bring it right in towards the goal.
That's how you want to respond too, though. If in these moments when you just gave up a demoralizing own goal, you come back, get a goal like that, especially in the last 10 minutes. It's going to mess with UMF's confidence a little bit.
It'll be Rafael Haron going in now. And on that one, this Farmington defense likes to play a flat back line. They're usually pretty good at not letting players get in behind them, but Dickinson with so much speed out there, they're able to just pass that right through the middle of them, and he just kind of burned everybody out there.
And we saw it kind of developing when the ball was way over on the other side. Dickinson made a far check back, kind of let the defense lose him a little bit. Ball came back over to this side, and he just took off. It was a great pass through the midfield to get it right to him.
Dow trying to go past one defender. He's going to cut this back. Fine, Heron. Go out wide to Douse now. This one, Douse trying to go back. Dickinson trying to pressure this. This is a chance here for the Mariners. There's that defense that's played together for a while. It's Dickinson trying to turn on the speed. Can't quite get there. And the Farmington defense calm under pressure from that Mariners offense. That was a big throw from the opposite end. Seen that some from this Farmington team. That one taken from past the 18 up to midfield. This one all the way back to Douse. Plenty of time. I have Harrison closing in. Harrison almost stepping to this one. This ball sent middle as Farmington continuing to pass around on the defensive end. One trying to go up top towards Shason. And now up into the middle of the field go the Mariners. This will be a throw-in. This ball sent up over the top, won by Farmington. They're very strong on those header chances, especially this defense and defensive midfield. They win a lot of those 50-50 balls.
Yeah, absolutely. They've done a great job winning balls in the midfield so far in this one.
And this will be a free kick here for Farmington. This ball sent up top towards Adow. He's going to try to get a head on it. This one sent middle and flicked out here. It'll be Harrison who's going to try to get a touch around Douse. Eventually lose it back to Farmington. Dickinson trying to get there. He's going to win this one.
Great offensive defense by Dickinson there.
Now finding Harrison on the left wing. Harrison shot low and collected by Leach. Farmington team used to being able to pass it back and forth amongst that defense and losing some offensive chances here to this pressure from the Mariners offense.
Absolutely. I don't know if that was an adjustment made or they just all of a sudden turned it on, started reading the defense well. But they're doing a great job making sure UMF can't play with it in the backfield.
This combination between Dickinson and Harrison has been pressuring out there. I think on that one, I don't think Harrison made contact with Shason, but kind of got right in his, next to his ear. One of those ones you can feel that player on your back shoulder. You definitely mess with a player sometimes.
Sometimes just even hearing the footsteps coming at you is awfully scary.
It's one of those ones that if the player's not completely confident with the ball at their feet or ready for it, that you don't always have to make contact with the player, kind of make the tackle. You can sometimes just kind of get into their head psychologically out there.
One thing that we've seen a lot all of a sudden from this Mariners team is they're just booting the ball up to this UMF D line. It doesn't look like the strikers want to do that. They just want to get the ball in space and work with it.
And that was a beautiful little self-dummy ball out there from Shason, but couldn't manage to quite get back around. Dickinson dragged down in the middle of the field. That was Stockwell on the foul. He might get a card on this one, or at least a talking to from the referee. And it'll be Morgan who's going to take this one. Going to pass this one out wide quickly. This ball sent in towards the box too far. It's going to be cleared out by Farmington for the time being, but taken away by Fortuno Ramos. And now trying to go up through the middle. That's going to be a foul on Farmington, so it'll be a Maine Maritime free kick right outside the 18 here. Right in that tweener range, if it's going to be going to have to hit it hard to get something on goal, especially with a 6'4" goalkeeper. You're going to either need to put it right into that upper corner or hit just a P out there.
It's kind of off camera right now, but they don't really have someone back there. Well, now someone's going back, but guarding a Dow.
And this one, it looks like the Watson and Correa standing over the ball. Not Watson and Correa. The Correa and Toledo standing over it. Correa's going to try to put this one back post. Getting there is the Mariners, but not in time. This one's going to be cleared out wide by Stockwell.
That was an amazing ball. If someone could have got on the end of that. That was a beautiful opportunity, especially in the last 5 minutes of this half, to go up 2-1.
And this one will be out for a goal kick. And this one sent all the way across the field. And ball back in. Aaron trying to find Watson out there on the wing. Couldn't quite get to him. This one's going to go out wide now. Nice little cutback move, finding a Dow. Dow trying to go through the middle, poked away. Still alive, though. And that one a miscommunication, I think, between a Dow and Weaver. And Stockwell's going to get to this one. And it's going to go off of him and out for a throw-in. 3:40 now on the clock. This ball sent in towards the middle of the field. Finding Watson out there. Going to send this one all the way across to Fortuno Ramos. But he's going to kick this one off the defense. Ball finding a Dow. Trying to get past Morgan here. He's going to lead player out wide on the wing.
That was some great defense by Morgan, not letting Adow get turned around. Adow did make a great pass, though, to keep this offense going down the field.
And Adow's
just forced a corner kick, too.
So another chance here coming up for Farmington. Not much time left in this first half. Closing in on, I believe, 2 minutes here. This one taken low and bouncing. Won by the Mariners off the first kick. And they'll win the second touch. Counterattack opportunity potentially here for Maine Maritime. Going to just try to lead Toledo up through the middle of the field. And eventually Farmington's going to come away with it. This is Coleman out on the wing, who's going to lose it for a Mariners throw-in. Another big throw down there on the far side. Will be out for a Farmington throw.
For MMA, it just seems the connection from the defensive back to your offensive front isn't just really there right now. I think they should try to really just force it through the midfield. Obviously, we've seen the defensive backs for MMA trying to force something up, but strikers aren't really ready for it, not really thinking it's coming up that quick.
This one's going to be a free kick here for Farmington. Just 1:30 left here in this first half. They're going to send this one in towards the box. Too far for Dow and Chasen out there. We haven't said Chasen's name here in this last few minutes. Seems like this Mariners team has adjusted a little bit defensively to him. I think he also probably burned a lot of energy trying to get that one goal there for Farmington. This one is sent up towards the middle of the field, flicked on. Battle for it in the middle here, won by the Mariners, and they're going to take this one up the left wing. Ball over the top, trying to find Harrison. Leach is going to get there and scoop this one up. I think the interesting thing, too, is that even if Farmington wins this, we could also see Jack Wormold against the Eagles tomorrow. Wormold and Leach splitting a lot of time in goal for this Farmington team.
Both of them have been doing a great job, too. That's very underrated for both of them. I think Leach wins the goals against battles, but Wormold, more games and a lot more shots faced.
Some of that, too, can come into play as who they played as well. Wormold played some of their more out-of-conference matchups. That could lead to some more goals scored against him. They lost a tough 7-0 earlier in the year. I think that's one that could definitely impact your stats a little bit. Well, that will signal the end of the first half. Right now we have a 1-1 tie off of the own goal. And the goal from John Dickinson up through the middle of the field. We'll be back in a short 15 minutes here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Caden Trenoweth. Welcome back soon. Welcome back here to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Caden Trenoweth, and right now we have a tie ball game, Caden, between Maine Maritime and Maine Farmington.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting last 45 here, playoffs. Both teams are never going to want to give up. They're going to leave it all out. None of them want to go home. This back line led by William Dowse has done a great job so far. Started every game at UMF so far, over 15,000 minutes. Not 15,000, 1,500, my bad. Last 2 years. We can see if they step it up. That last 10 minutes, that back line got really exposed by this MMA front led by Dickinson.
We saw on that goal from Dickinson was kind of started by a great pass from Ruben Harrison. They got right into the box. And Dickinson beating the goalkeeper in a 1v1, scored with plenty of daylight in front of him. This one's going to be passed out wide now. Going into the middle of the field to Correa. And now Maine Maritime with it. It's going to be a foul out there. I believe Shason was the one who was on the ground. I think he committed the foul.
I think that was one of those situations where you commit the foul and then you kind of know you commit the foul, but you try to sell it the other way.
Both these teams coming here with a pretty decent little crowd as well. I think both are about inside of an hour and a half away. Looks like some of the Husson men's team as well. We're getting a little scouting in for the day of. I'm sure they'll watch this one back potentially. Obviously, they've played both these teams. Farmington a little bit more recently. This one off of Bellevue. And this one passed in, but a good step out there from the defense. And Chasen now trying to bring this one up the right wing. Has players all around him trying to find a Dow. This is what you see a lot from this Farmington team, though. They have so many players back defensively that they don't really have on a counterattack play. It's not like there's 4 or 5 guys running up there. It's really just a Dow and Chasen offensively for them, trying to bring it up the field while the rest of the team tries to catch up.
Yeah, they're one of the few teams that I've kind of seen pull off, not really care that much about a possession battle, more about finding their opportunities to attack. But like you said, only those 2 attackers mainly. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But either way, this defense plays so strong that even if it doesn't work, it still kind of works because you're going to get the ball back up and force more offense.
And it's a formation that works well against, obviously, kind of weaker defenses and or teams that don't possess it as well, that you can win back possession and have multiple counterattack opportunities. This one sent back in towards the box as goalkeeper's just going to have to punch this one. I don't think he could see him kind of shaking his head. I think he was just looking straight up into the sun. Right now, this time of day, sun's kind of close to setting out here. About within an hour of that, so it's just kind of right above the press box. Shason's going to put shot well over the top of the crossbar, though. Too hard of a touch on that one. Saw him have one in that first half right off the top of the crossbar. Another good chance there from Farmington.
That was a great play by O'Dow. Doesn't want to possess it, just skims it off his head. Just couldn't capitalize.
This one's going to be sent out wide, but one in the midfield here from Farmington. But back to that kind of formation, possession side of things. I think what really kind of had forced Farmington to struggle against the Eagles when they played them earlier in the year. It's just the fact that the Eagles possessed the ball so well in the midfield that they just couldn't ever get the ball. And when they did, they're just trying to get this one counterattack play. That strong Eagles defense just didn't really allow them, so they just kind of counteracted everything that this Farmington offense was trying to do out there.
Yeah, absolutely. The Eagles' midfield is so strong. Obviously, we got the Venezuelans, then Masamango sitting in the defensive spot. they just possess in that midfield, try to make something happen, which with the way Morales and Echeverse both play and read body language from their defenders, they can do that. So it's really interesting to see, like, if Farmington goes through, how are they going to combat that tomorrow, knowing how well they possess and how possessionless Farmington plays.
And Adow is going to get fouled out there on the far sideline. And I think that's an interesting point you bring up, that especially with the fact that they're playing today, Adow and Chasen are probably going to have to do quite a bit of running in this one. Actually be a little bit tired for tomorrow. The Eagles are going to be able to, they can get up on this team. It's a lot easier to stop a counterattack defensively and just kind of drop people back. Don't allow anything up over the top. And this one, a header on target. I think the offsides flag went up, though, on that far sideline. This one's going to be sent up towards Dickinson. Going to try to take a touch around, turn on the Jets. What speed out there for him, trying to get this ball back into the middle and cleared out by Stockwell. And now Maine Maritime with it defensively. As that one, Harrison going down before the ball kind of got to him. Looked like he might have gotten hit just as it was getting there. This ball sent out wide to McHugh. He's going to drop this to Chasen. Chasen going cross field here. That was a great ball almost for Dowse. Just a little too far out in front of him. He had to slide to try to keep that one in play.
I think Harrison might be coming out here pretty soon, yeah. Got up a little gingerly, and then two back-to-back moments where kind of just stopped running and had a little limp to him.
And Harrison will get replaced by Landon Nichols. And another hard tackle down here in front of us. That was Toledo who went down. There's a Dow with it now. Going to try to put something towards the back post, just a little too out far in front of him. And it will be a goal kick here. And we'll see what Maine Maritime can try to get going on here off the goal kick. They're going to send this one short, trying to pass it through this Farmington team. That's something we've seen them do particularly well. And here they are trying to move up the field. It's Burr who's going to find Dickinson out there. Dickinson trying to go out wide. That one behind Nichols, but will find his way to Fortuna Ramos, sending a ball back in. Dickinson makes his way past one defender. He's going to get torn down in the box. Nothing there, though. And Farmington just trying to clear this one up the field. Ria's going to send this one all the way back to the defense. Morgan with it. This one's going to be passed over. Finding her in the midfield now is Maine Maritime. Defense just trying to push it up the field. They keep kind of prodding their way up there. Farmington continuing to kind of press right there in the midfield, not allowing them up past the halfway line. Maine Maritime's had possession here for probably about 30 seconds, but haven't pushed it kind of beyond their defense. And now, as soon as they tried to, gave it right back to Farmington.
Farmington has been so defensively sound. The whole back line has looked so decent. It's just the attacking play hasn't been there so far to start the second half.
This one, McHugh with it. This one's going to get dropped back to Stockwell. Flick on to Chasen and push out of the way. It was him. That could be one that you could call an obstruction call on, I think, a little bit. The player kind of pushed him not pushed him, but kind of edged him out to let the goalkeeper get in there. But I think also just good defense. Sort of boxed Jason out, but a chance there for Farmington. Bellevue is going to take this one quickly.
I think if Farmington gets the ball in the right area, they should just focus on shooting. I think Monahan is really blocked by the sun right now. I don't think he can see a whole lot. They can just focus on shooting. I know he's tall, but try to make something happen that way. Force him to bobble it, get a Dow or Chasen, get him crashing the net hard.
And this one's going to be out for a throw. McHugh's going to come over to take this one. Has the arm power to get this one well into the box. Probably somewhere close to that front post and or at the penalty spot. This one sent in, back out to him. He's going to let this roll. This ball sent in. And that's going to be off a couple players and out for a goal kick. And this one, McHugh trying to get there. It's going to be kept out. McHugh's going to have this one quickly. He's going to try to go over the top to a Dow. Great comeback defense there from Farmington to head this one clear. McHugh right now continuing to barrage this 18 area with these throw-ins. Been 4 or 5 in a row. Send this one in, flicked on, but out for a goal kick. Actually, it looks like it took a touch off a Maine Maritime player, so it will be a corner kick here for Farmington. I haven't seen a whole lot of corner kicks in this one so far. This one sent in, caught up in the wind. Header here in towards the goal, nothing strong. Jason's going to put a shot low. This one's still bouncing around and cleared out by Maine Maritime. That one's going to bounce its way clear for a throw-in. Ball sent over the top, trying to find Chasen. Good step, though, from Korea. Now the Maine Maritime defense with it. As that was Dickinson who got this ball into the midfield. Trying to take it away is Kruger. He will manage to get it over to Bellevue. Going to try to put a ball across towards the back post. Jason trying to jump up there and get it. Looks like that one, a couple misses there from Farmington will lead to a potential chance here for Maine Maritime. Ball through. This one to Toledo. Toledo trying to make his way past one defender. He's going to get hit in the face on that one, but no foul call. So it will be.
I think he's leaking out there.
See what happens. None of the referees saw anything on that one, so they're not going to go back. I think the rule is that if he has blood on him, he has to come out. Anywhere on, like coming out of him, obviously, and or on his uniform. So I think the referees will monitor that a little bit. Dow trying to get to this one.
Yeah, he's definitely leaking a little bit, but I think it's not a steady stream. He's keeping it off the jersey, so I think he's allowed to stay in. Not too clear on the rules, I guess, but I know if it's on the jersey, it's got to come off.
So far in this one, Farmington leading the shot battle 10-5, only 3 on goal for them and 2 for Maine Maritime. It's been a slow offensive fest so far. Looks like Farmington will be sending in Watson here in a minute. And it will be a foul called on Maine Maritime. So I think Douse will take this one on the defensive end.
Both these teams have been playing so good off defensively and not getting a lot going offensively because of that great defense. I think the next goal might be the decider, Avery.
And Stockwell knocked down right in front of the box. No foul call. Toledo with it. Going to try to find this one up to Dickinson. Takes an unlucky bounce off of Whidden out there. And Maine Maritime still moving up with it. Finding Dickinson. Going all the way back to Burr now. And this one, a fight for it down in front of us. And it's going to eventually be won by Farmington. And right in front of the referee, no foul called on that one. This one sent up, Dickinson with it. And he gets double teamed out there by Farmington. But will get it poked away out for a Maine Maritime throw-in. This one sent up top. Trying to find Toledo over the top. He's not going to run in trying to get this one. And Leach will scoop that one up. Dickinson with it now. He's going to find Fortuna Ramos out on the sideline, but a little too far. And Watson will replace McHugh out there.
Number 15, Coleman Watson for number 4, Kay McHugh.
This ball over the top now. Shason trying to get there. He'll find a Dow. Dow trying to go up through the middle, but taken away by Maine Maritime. That one too far will be a throw-in for Farmington. I think they would have wished that they didn't make those couple substitutions there. McHugh, someone who has that arm power. 2 in a row here down on this far end line. See what Douse can do. He's going to take this one down the line, trying to find Shason. That one's going to get poked out from between Shason's legs and out for a throw-in. So Farmington now with a chance on the offensive end. This one cleared out for another throw-in down there. This one sent in, but off of, I believe, off of Maine Maritime. So it'll be a corner kick play here for Farmington. Great chance for them. They have a little bit of the air advantage over this Farmington, or over this Maine Maritime team. Let's see what can happen here, as it will be Coleman replacing Beliveau up top. Will be one here. 27 minutes. Let Beliveau rest for a little bit, send him back in out there. Final 10 minutes or so. Dow's going to get one on. Contact with the goalkeeper will result in the foul. It will be a Maritime kick out wide. That one taken quickly. Goalkeeper a little bit hasty with it, I think.
Farmington's had a lot of those opportunities today where they've gotten good head on it, but haven't got enough power. They've had great opportunities, just couldn't get anything out of them in the air.
That one a little too far out in front of Dickinson will lead to a Farmington counterattack here. Shason with it in the middle. He's going to lose it. I think both players went down at the exact same time on that one. They kicked each other's feet. They're going to stop the clock on this one. I think that was kind of a mutual tackle out there. Chasen and Korea.
Both these players have been playing so good today, too. You'd hope it's nothing serious.
Both going to be helped to their, at least Korea helped to his feet. Chasen's still down there. Looked like he was trying to come through, win the 50-50 ball. I think he might have caught studs right to either the ankle or the top of the foot on that one. And Jason's going to get back to his feet and kind of walk off out there. Definitely see heavily favoring that left foot, but still going under his own power for now. It's one of those ones, if you've ever caught studs to your lower ankle or even the side of your leg, definitely hurt a lot. So he'll come out. We'll see who the substitution. It looks like Jack Bammel, freshman out of Bonita Spring, Florida, or sophomore out of Bonita Spring, Florida. He played 54 minutes and 46 minutes against this Maine Maritime team earlier in the year. I don't think he's played yet so far in this one.
Into the game for the Mariners, number 11, Ruben Harrison, and number 13, Evan Allen. For number 7, John Dickinson, and number 3, Dylan Wilkerson.
So Harrison will re-enter. We saw him come out sort of gingerly earlier on to replace Dickinson out there. We'll see if he can get something started offensively. I think Dickinson, being his first substitution of the half, would be able to go back in late in this one if need be.
That'd be a big loss for the Beavers. That's one of their big setup guys for Adow. Now Adow's going to be trying to forcing everything up there by himself if they can't get that counterattack going like they haven't been able to today.
You see right now, he's the only guy pushed up the field for Farmington. See if they adjust that at all with the substitutions. But without him, without Chasen being out there, it allows teams to just put a lot more just attention on Adow instead of having two players, or instead of having the whole back line trying to cover those two players. You really, right now with this formation that Farmington's running, just have to cover the one out there.
Yeah, and then you're just able to get your two center backs just focused on Adow. Makes Adow splitting them a lot harder to do.
And Adow with it out here on the wing. He's going to get knocked down. No foul call. Keeping this one in is Maine Maritime. They're going to try to send Harrison up the wing. This one's going to be sent all the way up the field, but won by Morgan on the defensive end. Lee Allen trying to get to this one. As this one out wide to Stockwell. Stockwell ball in towards Adow. Nothing there, though. Still alive here for Farmington. Shot low, saved. And this one trying to get up the field again. And now Allen with it on the offensive for Maine Maritime. And Toledo's going to get fouled on that one. Now will be a free kick here for Maine Maritime right at midfield.
I like that last little spurt from the Beavers, though. A lot going on right there. They had a lot of good passes. I mean, MMA is obviously focused heavily on Adow right now. So with that being said, they're going to their other central midfield, their winger options, trying to force something, force a nice shot, which they did. I like the idea of shooting heavy with the sun right in the goalkeeper's eyes with sunset going on.
And Dow tried to spin around the defender on that one. Got caught on the ankle, and he's taking his time to get up down there as well. Looks like he was trying to let that one play past him and just spin around the defender. I think Maine Maritime choosing to just kind of catch a little bit of body. See that a lot with some of the players who are some of the better dribblers out there, that they often get a lot more fouls on them just because they're so good at kind of making the other player miss that they make the other player miss, and then the player misses the ball and just kicks you right in the shin. And those players often get a little bit aggravated over the amount they get kicked in the shin. Really, it's often their own fault down there.
He's off the field now, but Dickinson's done a great job of that. He's a dribbler that forces or baits the defender into fouling him. He's really good at it. Saw it in the first half, the way he pulls back the ball, shows the defender the ball a little bit, then pulls it back quickly, forcing them to foul.
And this one will be
substitution for the Mariners, number 9, Ryan Smith. And for number 2, Xander Fortuna Ramos.
It's going to be a throw-in down there in the corner. It'll be Ryan Smith replacing Fortuna Ramos out there. Throw-in taken up over the top of Allen's head. Eventually Farmington will have it here. They're going to try to go across field to Stockwell. Stockwell will find Kruger in the middle here. He's going to go out wide. Trying to find Coleman. Dow with it now on the wing, does that same little spin move. This one will be lost out wide for a Farmington throw. And this one coming in will find player in the box here. Gonna get knocked down, one by Maine Maritime, trying to get this one out. Stockwell with it. 4 players there for Farmington. Coleman with it. It's gonna put a shot. Trying to go into that upper corner. There was an idea there on that one, but a little too high.
I like the thought process there, though, taking that shot from there. It looked like it had a really good angle on it from here. Obviously a little bit high, I think. Monahan had a little bit of a hesitation. I think he didn't see it straight off the kick, but missed the net, didn't force him to make any save.
And Morgan with it here. We'll pass this one back to the defense. He's going to go up towards Kruger. Kruger, a ball in. This one will be taken in the midfield by Belanger. This one will be out for a corner kick here for Farmington. Another chance. We've seen them have multiple of these and haven't really capitalized on any.
They've come close, though. A lot of opportunities they have had. Forcing it. Can't get a good header on it. Let's see what they draw up here. Trying to make MMA a little confused, lose coverage.
Ball sent in, header just wide, saved out by the defense. Still alive here for Farmington, and eventually cleared out. That one was just a couple feet off of the front end line there. Could have been a big chance there for Farmington to try to get one up on the board despite being down a couple players. It looks like Shason going back out there, though. Shason and Arden Weaver will replace, looks like Kruger and Bammel. So I think Shason probably just kind of got hit one of those injuries that just kind of, the moment it really aggravates you, go over the bench, walk it off for a few minutes.
16, Arden Weaver. And entering for the Mariners, number 3, Dylan Wilkerson, and number 7, John Dickinson.
And this one's going to be all the way across. Another corner kick coming up here. As we'll see what they try to draw up on this one. Farmington here setting up in a bunch, grouping over on the back post, trying to bring the heat in. They'll take this one short. Ball sent back in. Second one, this one headed back into the middle here. Still alive. This one sent back to Adow. Adow's going to push shot low. Trying to get a heel on it was Farmington offensive player, and nothing there. I think that was Douse. And now John Dickinson on the counterattack has Harrison cross field. Will go over there. Header, and just too high. Almost a great chance. And almost a beautiful chance out there for Maine Maritime.
What a sequence of events, both sides back and forth. This last 17 minutes is going to be special, Avery. We're going to see a lot of goal-scoring opportunities, I believe, and a lot of great soccer that's going to be played.
Will be Eric McCollum entering, as well as Christian Beliveau coming back out. We're kind of getting to that point in the game where both teams, still a tie game. Neither one of them really wants to go to overtime, obviously. You don't really have an advantage going to overtime. And losing some of that reserves and stamina out there for tomorrow's game. Both teams, I think, might try to open up the offense a little bit, try to get something going here in these last 20 minutes or so. That one a foul. Dickinson goes down hard down on that far side. There'll be a Farmington free kick coming up here. Or Maine Maritime free kick coming up.
A lot of Maine Maritime opportunities in the first half came from these free kick scenarios. Forced a lot. They obviously didn't score on it, but they had a lot of great chances, so beware right here.
This one, chance here, even with about the 18, I think. This one's going to be bent in towards the back post, headed out by Farmington. And I think they're going to call a foul on that one.
It's going to start to get a little bit chippy as well in these last 16. Both teams are going to lay it all out. Winner go home time.
Well, it's one of those ones, especially I think for Farmington. A lot of seniors on this team. They're players that kind of, this is what they're playing for at this point. Other guys, you get a red card in a game like this, you could miss the first game of next season. For Farmington, that doesn't really kind of matter to them. They're not going to be here in a season. And for some of these seniors, that it's just kind of, this is their last game of their collegiate career that they're going to lay everything out on the field. This one, Chasen trying to get there. Chasen still with it here. He's going to send this one back into the middle. Chasen fouled down in front of the Maine Maritime bench. Beliveau trying to turn around the outside edge here. And it will be Harrison who's going to take a minute to get up on this one. Some of the key offensive players for both these teams kind of struggling with a few kind of nagging injuries. Some of those ones that in the course of the play, some of those ones you can walk off and you go home, gets all stiff, you kind of lose that adrenaline rush. That's when it can really stiffen up out there.
MMA's been doing a lot of substitutions recently. I think they're getting a little bit prepared in case this does go to overtime.
And number 15, Gabrielle Toledo, in for number 6, ankles, number 9, Ryan Smith, and number 10, Aiden Berg.
This one sent up towards the top. Shot here from Maine Maritime. Flicked on, and Harrison not managed to get his chest over it. Had the goal right in front of him and just put that one straight over the top of the crossbar.
It was a great feed in. Harriman had it one-on-one with the keeper, just couldn't get the volley on target. Could have been a difference maker here in the last 13, Avery.
Yeah, and that's one there from Harrison. That a very difficult ball to try to get kind of your chest over it. Get that one on target. A lot of adrenaline. He needs to try to get a lot of power on it. I think he might have liked to just take that one a little bit softer. And now bringing up the field is Chasen and Beliveau. Beliveau knocked down out there by the defender. Now 12 minutes on that clock. It's definitely gotten a little bit more aggressive out there. Maine Maritime, kind of a history of being one of the more physical teams. This one sent in. Kind of what you would expect from a school of boaters and Navy men out there. And this Farmington team, we mentioned it, a lot of kids from that Maranacook area. Now, that was a team back in high school that was a very aggressive and physical team out there.
So what you're saying is both these teams have high aggressive mentalities, and they could possibly be going into the last 10 minutes of their season tied against another team that's awfully aggressive.
A lot of physicality out there on the field. Chasen trying to go around the edge.
It's a recipe for a good ending.
This one past middle here. Finding Dickinson out on the wing. Usually when he has space to kind of move around, that's when he's the most dangerous. Harrison lays a shoulder into the back of one of the Farmington defenders and will get called for the foul. And this one's going to be taken out on the far sideline. Ball sent all the way up top. And a little bit too far. That one trying to clear it off and out, and that one went right off of Dickinson's back. Now cleared up the line. A counterattack opportunity here for Farmington. In behind Fortuno Ramos. Trying to get past him. Ball, slow roller across the box. Ray's going to have plenty of time to try to clear this one. That's Belanger. And it's going to get a free kick, I believe, if not a throw-in down here. Couple subs here for Farmington as Kruger and Adow going back out there. Two starters.
Mohammed Adow. In for number 16, Arden Weaver, and number 15, Coleman Watson.
Right now, I think Farmington, pretty much their starters from this group out here, as Beliveau trying to get a little bit of a bike chance on that one and put something in. And now a counterattack here for Maine Maritime, finding Dickinson out on the left wing. Gets that one poked away. Dickinson a little extracurricular there with the defender. Not sure if there were any words said on that one. Referee coming over. We might see a card on this one. At least a talking to out there. I think Dickinson trying to argue his case a little bit. Be no card. Ball passed back now. And taken away by Farmington in the middle. Adow with it now. Dow's going to lose this one on the dribble and gets it taken away. Not something you see from him a whole lot out there. This is Chasen with it now. 3 Maine Maritime defenders right on him. He's going to try to give this one up the line to a Dow. Chasen still with it. Trying to go through. I think he's going to win the throw-in.
This is where, point of the game, UMF has a little bit of that edge with the seniority that they have. Obviously, UMF still has a lot of young players who have a lot of quality, but a lot more seniors compared to this Maine Maritime team, whose majority led by freshmen, I believe.
This one headed back in. We talked about it in the pregame. This Maine Maritime team that has these 4 or 5 guys, a couple of them on the offensive end, who are in the older group of players. And it's kind of the flip side for Farmington, that their defense and or midfield are a lot more older players who have been here for a while. Whereas Maine Maritime, a lot of freshmen in that same situation. This ball sent up. And now Maine Maritime trying to get something going. This one sent all the way out. That one could have been a handball call on that one. Still going around. This ball sent in, back post. No one there, though, as that was Elijah Yeadon who was trying to get that ball in. This ball sent in quickly. This one's just going to get sent up the line out for a Maine Maritime throw. And I think Farmington's just trying to clear that one a little bit. And now trying to go up the middle of the field. As McHugh's just going to poke this one up top, trying to go towards the Dow. Under 6 minutes here. This one's going to be a throw-in here for McHugh. He can get this one all the way in towards the box. Gonna send this one in, cleared out. This ball sent straight back up. Hard one for the goalkeeper. See, and header and goal for Mohammed Adow. And it looks like the the flag on the offsides might have gone up.
The refs will talk about it. I haven't seen the refs talk about something before.
And they will confer and give the goal to Farmington. Mohammed Adow, the freshman, leading this team of mostly seniors out there and putting it on the board.
What a goal from your young superstar, Mohammed Adow. Very well, could have just clinched his team an East Conference matchup with Husson tomorrow. Let's see how MMA responds. This game is far from over with 5:26 left to go.
Goal scored by number 27, Mohammed Adow, assisted by number 6.
And this Beavers team, majority seniors and or sophomores. Adow, one of only 2 freshmen in the starting lineup, the other one being the goalkeeper. Mentioned it, he's the reigning high school player of the year for soccer in that southern Maine area. And there's a foul called, and it will be Farmington who's going to push this one up the field. And referee coming in to try to get Dickinson out of there. I think he ran into the goalkeeper on that one. So we'll see what happens here in this final couple minutes.
2 different styles of refereeing we've seen today in the 2 games, Avery. One, a lot of cards going out. This one, more of a stern talking to after every foul.
Can really kind of change the shape of a game depending on how the referee plays it. I think this one, I mean, it's gotten a lot more aggressive here in this last 15 minutes. It usually does, but they've also managed to keep pretty clean out there.
Nichols for number 16, Holden Nichols.
That one headed on. Harrison trying to get on the end of it. He's going to hand this one off. Still going up the field is Nichols.
Just getting chippy really quick after that a Dow goal.
And Maine Maritime choosing to send everybody up the field. They're going to try to overload this back post, it looks like. This one sent in towards the box, headed out by Farmington. They could get a counterattack here. Ray is not careful with it. This one sent back in. And now Toledo with it out on the wing. Toledo sending a ball across, cleared by Farmington. 3:20 and counting here is Fortuna Ramos. This one sent by Farmington way up the field. Dow trying to get there. He's going to go around one defender. Might get another shooting chance here. Saved by the goalkeeper. And Dow, the second opportunity goal, puts Farmington up 2 in this one. And that should about do it, Caden.
Unreal. He has clinched it. Dow, second goal of the night. How about that?
That one, Farmington, or Maine Maritime, that is sending a lot of their players up the field. Counterattack opportunity. Dow all alone up top. Took it through 2 players. Managed to get it through them. Take a shot on. Saved by the goalkeeper. And Dow right there to finish the second ball. And there's a reason this freshman out of Auburn, Maine, was 3rd in the conference in goals. What a performance.
He very well could be on his way to a Rookie of the Year in the NAC as well. Not a lot of rookies putting up numbers like he is out here.
I think there might actually be one that is affecting him a little bit. I believe for Delhi, they had a freshman who led the league in goals by quite a bit.
For the Beavers, number 15, Coleman Watson. For number 4, Caden Q.
Roberto Velazquez Osorio, 23 on the season for SUNY Delhi. One of their freshmen out there.
Let's just say any other year.
A lot of young talent here in the North Atlantic Conference right now. You look at all 3 of the top players, it being Roberto Velazquez, Joshua Joseph, and Mohamed Dow. 3 guys who are all, I think Joseph now in his junior season. Farmington's just going to clear this one up, and they've just kind of pulled the heartstrings out of this Maine Maritime team. At this point, not very close, as Stockwell's going to take a shot and put this one just over the top of the crossbar. That's one that would have made it for sure. Up 3 with 2 minutes.
Yeah, Farmington all of a sudden's got a whole lot of confidence going for them. We'll see what happens. They got to stay poised. I'm sure MMA won't go out lightly in terms of playing physically.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see Farmington sub out a couple of their more star players, but also I think a lot of this defense is just going to stay out there. These guys are seniors, not going to allow a goal late in this one. Right now, Farmington playing, I think 9 men back and just Dow pushing up on the defense. This one cleared up the field, and Farmington's just going to send this one up towards the right wing. This ball sent in, trying to find Harrison out there. This one's going to be cleared up the field. Under a minute now, that clock ticking down. Maine Maritime needs a goal probably in this next 20 seconds, and then they would need a miracle. This one sent up the field. Ramos with it. A save there from Leach. He'll be able to hold on to this one, not for the entirety of this last 25 seconds. But he's going to be able to run this out just enough. Don't really make it matter anymore. This one up the field now. As the Maine Farmington Beavers will go home with the 3-1 victory over Maine Maritime. What a game so far, Caden.
Yeah, this tournament has been amazing. Today, we're going to have a great game tomorrow. UMF versus Husson, those two games.
Will be a rematch of the championship from a couple years ago, which Farmington won. The Eagles beating Thomas earlier in the day. Looking around the league, it looks like the West Conference will be kicking off soon as well. A lot of the women's games have already been completed so far, as a lot of these teams have been taking each other on out there. Looks like some good matchups over there on the women's side. Make sure to tune into those. But we'll be back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network tomorrow, Caden, as the UMaine Farmington Beavers will take on the Husson University Eagles at 1 o'clock. Husson 2-0 against Farmington on the season. It's going to be a good one.
That first one was insane. Ben Shumway, goal in the last 5 seconds for the 1-0 victory over UMF. That second game, Husson played well for the majority of it.
Of the game that we saw several free kick goals from the Eagles, both from Alvarez. One, a long free kick up into the upper corner. Another one, Olympico from the corner as well. So we'll be in for some more good soccer tomorrow at 1 o'clock. But for the Husson Eagles Sports Network, I've been Avery Henningsen alongside Caden Trenowith. Have a good rest of your evening.